Let us never feel lost again by understanding enlightenment the easy way. Please chant with me. How do we transcend stresses, control over all choices, utterances, and deeds? The Buddha's Eightfold Path. How do we transform our survival instincts from being our tyrant to merely being our tool? The Buddha's Eightfold Path. What about the Holy Grail of enlightenment itself? What if enlightenment was merely the mastery of the Buddha's Eightfold Path? But what is mastery? As little children, we found that tying of our shoes to be a daunting task. But after what seems like a great amount of time and tears and repeat instructions, we finally got so good at tying those sneakers that we could do so spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. The same held true for pottery training, dental hygiene, and bicycle riding. Likewise, we could so master the Buddha's Eightfold Path. The seventh and eightfolds of the path are mindfulness as well as meditation. And when practiced correctly, they are the key to the path. Mindfulness and meditation could be the engine that turns the wheels of the Buddha's metaphoric enlightenment machine. When practiced authentically, mindfulness and meditation calm our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression. Now, actually, that's not a great image to use because it's a little busy. So I'm going to edit that right now. Please bear with me. This is the one I want to use right here. Let's hit copy. Okay, let's go over here and use this one. I'm going to hit delete. And let's hit well, that's not useful. Let's go back over here. Let's hit paste. Let's move this. Let's find the magical center point. Come on, magical center point. There we go. Let's make sure it fits the page nicely. Excellent. Now that's much easier on the eye. Would you not agree? Let's continue. Let's start from the top of the page. When practiced authentically, mindfulness and meditation could calm our amygdala, the seat of anxiety and aggression, and stimulate our anterior cingulate gyrus, the seat of empathy. Once again, got to make sure this fits on the screen. That is why the late Tulku insisted that the highest love was not the result of focus or analysis, but rather the spontaneous and uncontrived byproduct of mindfulness and meditation. The significance of this cannot be overstated, for loving kindness comprises 50% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. The second fold's kind intention, the third fold's kind communication, the fourth fold's kind conduct, and the fifth fold's kind commerce. Persist in the consistent, enthusiastic, and correct That's my mistake. Persist in the consistent, enthusiastic, and correct practice of mindfulness as well as meditation, and you could find that your choices, utterances, and deeds could flow from the right or effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity, which is the sixfold of the path. But what about the first fold of But what about the first world view of realities? Literal impermanence and figurative emptiness that support letting go. Let's replace the you with a we. We could sit in mindfulness as well as meditation and strive to see permanence, but we'll never find it. Instead, we'll be a cell with perception, sight, sound, sensations, flavors and sense ever shifting in a manner ranging from the subtle to the jarring. The internal is no different. Mindfulness and meditation rubber face in the ever-changing nature of our emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. Mindfulness and meditation are the keys that unlock our mastery of the Buddha's Eightfold Path, a mastery that he taught could be accomplished in as little as 7 years, 7 quarters, 7 months, 7 fortnights, 7 weeks, or as little as 7 days. This is why the Buddha taught mindfulness and meditation. Having concluded our opening lesson, I'd like to shift gears. It is Obi-Wan Kenobi Wednesday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation as only an autistic could, so that I could become your nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. Which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. So equipped like a bunny, I get to find the right text. This looks like it. I'm going to hit the home button. Ooh, here's an idea. Oh, never mind. Okay. Hitting the home button. Cowabunga. Please chant with me. Whatever comes, may all beings let it come. Whatever stays, may all beings let it stay. Whatever goes, may all beings let it go. Welcome to the first of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger upon the tip of our left little finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce in, coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. What is the most efficient way to practice mindfulness? Each time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system is wired to help us to notice in a very special way, to help us to notice, to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. The most efficient way to practice meditation is as follows. Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, our parasympathetic nervous system is wired to help us to physically relax and mentally release that which we noticed during our previous inhalation. That doesn't mean that which we noticed goes away. It means we find ourselves resisting it less and less and less. Together as a team, let us practice right now. Welcome to the second of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger upon the tip of our left ring finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce in the navel region of our mid-abdomen. I'd like to take a moment to review the most efficient way to practice mindfulness. During our inhalation, let me rephrase this. When we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system helps us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics. The most efficient way to practice meditation is quite similar. Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, our parasympathetic nervous system helps us to physically relax and mentally release that which we noticed during our previous inhalation. Now, releasing doesn't mean that what we noticed goes away. It simply means that we find ourselves resisting it less and less and less. So together as a team, let us practice right now. Whoops, a little coordination goes a long way. Remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Do not hesitate, for there is no time like the present. I'd like to share with you something radical. Here's a fun way to transcend duality. Love and hate are just emotions. Emotions that and the purpose of those emotions is twofold. We notice it as we breathe in, and we release them as we breathe out. That's it. The same is true with every sight, every sound, every sensation, every flavor, every scent, I think I skipped a sense. Anyway, every sight, every sound, every sensation, every flavor, every scent. There we go. The same also holds true for intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings. Our job is not to push or shove, but to simply notice and relax whatever cartwheels across the stage of our mind. Welcome to the third of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let's rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger. Upon the tip of our left middle finger, palms up in our lap. As we do so, doing so gently invites our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the heart region of our chest. The most efficient way to practice mindfulness is as follows. When we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system is wired to help us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics. What is the most efficient way to practice meditation? Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation, our parasympathetic nervous system is wired to help us to physically relax as well as mentally release that which we noticed during our previous inhalation. Now, release is not a fancy way for shoving something away. Au contraire. It simply means that our resistance towards that which we perceive gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. Welcome to the fourth of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the tip of each of our left fingers upon the great knuckles of each of our right, and then rest this whole Mishigas palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the region of our throat that feels that it tightens just before we cry. What is the most efficient way to practice mindfulness? Each time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system helps us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly notice mind's antics. The most efficient way to practice meditation is as follows. Each time we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease during our exhalation. Our parasympathetic nervous system helps us to physically relax and mentally release that which we noticed during our previous inhalation. Remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or Buddhist meditation, do not hesitate to type your question in great detail in the chat window. And now together, as a team, let us meditate right now. Welcome to the fifth of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger upon the tip of its left index finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the crown region of our head. In harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation, let us passively notice mind's antics and relax into its non-graspable nature. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 13 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's morning meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.